When I found out that we were building an altar to our ancestors, I knew immediately who I wanted to place on the altar from my life. My Oma, my mother's mother. She was instrumental in my education on love. I have a picture of her in a frame that I've kept on my dresser for many years. I have the kind of dresser, though, that collects a lot of things. Clothing, paper that should just be put in the recycling bin or filed away. Random things that really just have no home end up on my dresser. And the frame with my Oma's picture in it has been pushed to the back, collecting dust for years. I pulled it out and cleaned it up and looked at her, and she's got her finger wagging at me. Her eyes are closed, and her mouth is in a position where she is definitely telling me something. I snapped the picture when I was probably in middle school. I remember thinking it was so funny that I captured her in such a quintessential Oma stance. And now I can hear her voice from beyond the grave. What are you doing putting your Oma's picture at the back of your dresser? Although I found myself having a hard time remembering exactly what she sounds like. Her voice plays in my mind like a muffled, distorted version of what I think I remember she sounded like. But it feels good. It feels good to clean off that frame and remember her for all the ways in which she was there for me and how lucky I was to have her in my life. I hope that the ones that you are remembering today have reminded you of the ways in which they touched your life for the better. Remembering our dearly departed loved ones is an ancient tradition, one that has fallen out of practice among many of us in this increasingly individualized and isolated society we have found ourselves a part of, a society that has been passed down to us. It is one of the reasons a community of spirits like ours is so important, bound together by shared faith. We intentionally hold value in caring for each other, knowing that we each matter and that we each experience life's struggles. And we offer rituals like this, which help us with the devastations, complications, and deep yearnings that mortality brings to our lives. There are many ways in which people hold these tender griefs. Our Jewish siblings have a tradition every week at Shabbat on Friday night to remember their departed members of their community with the Mourner's Kaddish, a sung prayer. Christians have All Souls Day, a yearly event which was a blending of their faith with the holiday of Samhain, the pagan tradition which has informed our altar today. Samhain is about remembering ancestors and welcoming the colder, darker months. And Halloween, that's where children wear Paw Patrol and Minecraft costumes to scare away the evil spirits, or maybe just get candy, or both. Ancestor worship is the oldest form of religion. Before Confucius in China, there were rituals for remembering people's ancestors and for praying for hope and guidance to their ancestors. Before the Baals, Asherahs, and Gaias, before Yahweh and Allah and Jesus, there were just those who came before. Even Odin and Zeus had fathers. We are here because of the people who came before us. We have been shaped intimately by their choices, their actions, and their words. And every person who came before us had a rich experience. They had their own worlds, struggles, traumas, privileges, just as much then as we do today. Of course, our times are different and offer different challenges. But I think it is helpful to know that who we are is shaped so much by things out of our control. We are a culmination of generations of imperfect, messy people who made mistakes and poor decisions, and I'm sure some pretty good ones too. I am here because my Oma's father moved here from Italy, wanting to make a better life for him and his family. He worked hard to learn English and teach his children English. He loved America and the potential and promise of the experiment our country is running. An experiment where huddled masses might find a new, more hopeful life. An experiment that came at the cost of so many lives. And it's an experiment that seems to have been forgotten and discarded by people who are fueled by anger, fear, and hatred of the immigrant, the Native American, the descendants of slaves. This is an experiment that needs re-examining, given what we know about the effects of colonization and the impact of globalization. We are much smaller in this world today than we've ever been, brought together through the incredible feats of technology. And there are many things that require our attention and care on this earth and in this moment. We must each find our own way, bolstered by and in community. We are not all the same. We do not have all the same priorities. We all function differently. We come from different perspectives, and we each have limitations and superpowers. I once heard a speaker at a Martin Luther King Jr. concert that the MLK Church in Reston used to put on every year. She said, "We have a gift. We each have a gift, and it is time we unwrap them." I felt like she was talking directly to me. I felt like I had a beautifully wrapped gift sitting in front of me for years, and I had just been waiting for the permission to open it. I soon found my way into seminary. We each have our own stories and unique gifts that have been shaped by our own families and their unique journeys. And I think what's really important for us to acknowledge is that we right now are living ancestors. We are shaping the future for generations to come, for our great-great-grandchildren that have yet to be born. We must think of how we might live today so that our future generations can be impacted positively. Just as we come from the choices and decisions made by our ancestors, we are creating and passing on so much to our descendants. May we consciously end cycles and patterns that we've observed as harmful. May we plant new, beautiful seeds of compassion and love. Friends, our gifts are in front of us. Let us unwrap them and use them wisely with care and responsibility, with respect for those who came before and those who are not yet here. Let us embrace the darkness of the coming winter months, knowing we are capable of making a difference in the lives of those who come after us. May we love each other and pave good roads as living ancestors. Amen.